The first note floated through the quiet music room like a whisper from another lifetime. I froze in the doorway, my hand still resting on my 7-year-old daughter Emma's shoulder. The young piano teacher looked up from the keyboard, and for one impossible moment, the world disappeared. It was Lily, the girl who had once promised to spend forever with me. The girl who had broken my heart without a single goodbye. Her fingers stopped above the piano keys. The color drained from her face before a small, trembling smile appeared. "Daniel?" My daughter looked between us, confused. "Daddy, you know my teacher?" I forced myself to smile. A long time ago. Neither of us said another word. Emma happily introduced herself while Lily welcomed her with gentle kindness, pretending nothing unusual had happened. But every glance we exchanged carried 15 years of unanswered questions. I waited outside after the lesson, watching parents greet their children. Emma skipped toward me with excitement. "Daddy, Miss Lily is amazing. She says I have perfect rhythm." "I'm glad you like her." As Emma ran ahead to look at flowers near the entrance, Lily slowly stepped outside, wrapping her sweater tighter against the cool evening breeze. "I wasn't expecting to see you again," she said softly. Neither was I. Silence settled between us. Finally, she whispered, "You look happy." I looked toward Emma, laughing as she chased butterflies. "I am. She's my whole world." Lily smiled warmly. "She's beautiful." There was something in her eyes I couldn't read, joy mixed with sadness. "I should go," I said. Before I turned away, she quietly called my name. "Daniel, I never forgot you." The words struck harder than I expected. For years, I had imagined hearing them. Now they felt both comforting and painful. That night, I couldn't sleep. Memories returned like old photographs. We had met in college where she studied music while I dreamed of becoming an architect. We spent afternoons sharing cheap coffee, walking through parks, and imagining a future together. Then one morning she was simply gone. Her apartment was empty. Her phone disconnected. No letter. No explanation. Just silence. I spent months searching before finally accepting that she had chosen another life without me. 2 years later, I married Sarah, a kind woman who taught me that love could heal even the deepest wounds. When Emma was born, our happiness felt complete. But life isn't always fair. Sarah lost her battle with cancer when Emma was only 4. Since then, every bedtime story, every school lunch, every scraped knee had become my responsibility. It was exhausting. It was beautiful. And I would never trade a single moment. Over the following weeks, piano lessons became part of our routine. Lily remained professional, always cheerful with Emma. Yet occasionally our eyes met, carrying conversations neither of us dared begin. One rainy afternoon, Emma forgot her music book. I returned to the studio after closing time. Lily was alone, softly playing an old melody I instantly recognized. Our song. She stopped when she saw me. "I guess you remember it." I never stopped remembering. Neither of us spoke for several seconds. Finally, I asked the question I'd carried for 15 years. "Why did you leave?" Tears instantly filled her eyes. "I didn't choose to." I frowned. "My father found out about us." She looked down. He had been diagnosed with terminal heart disease. He blamed stress for making his condition worse. He believed our relationship distracted me from my scholarship. She swallowed painfully. "He begged me to leave without telling you. He made me promise." "You could have written." I tried. She reached into her purse and unfolded several yellowed envelopes. They all came back unopened. I stared in disbelief. "I never received them." "I know." My mother admitted years later she intercepted every letter because she thought you'd move on faster. The room felt strangely quiet. 15 years of anger collapsed in a single moment. Neither of us had abandoned the other. Life had simply separated us. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "So am I." Before either of us could say more, Emma burst through the door with the receptionist. "Daddy, I found my music book." She noticed Lily wiping away tears. "Miss Lily, are you okay?" Lily smiled gently. "Sometimes happy memories make people cry." Emma nodded thoughtfully. "My mommy is in heaven." Lily's expression softened. "Your daddy talks about her?" "Every day." Lily looked at me with quiet respect. "She must have been wonderful." She was. There was no jealousy in Lily's eyes. Only gratitude that I had found happiness, even if it had been temporary. Months passed. Emma's confidence at the piano grew with every lesson. One evening, after her first recital, she proudly held her tiny trophy while running between us. "You both have to come take a picture." Lily and I stood beside Emma as another parent snapped the photo. Emma wrapped her arms around both of us. "This is my favorite teacher and my favorite daddy." Lily laughed through tears. As we walked toward the parking lot, she looked at the sunset and quietly said, "Life doesn't always give us the ending we planned." I nodded. "But sometimes it gives us the chance to heal." She smiled. "And sometimes that's enough." For the first time in 15 years, there were no regrets between us. We weren't the young couple who had dreamed of forever. We were simply two people who had finally discovered the truth, carrying the scars of different journeys. The love we once shared had changed into something quieter: respect, forgiveness, and gratitude. As Emma practiced her newest piano piece in the back seat during the drive home, I realized some broken hearts never truly mend. They simply learn a new melody. And sometimes, after years of silence, that melody becomes the most beautiful song of all.